Hey folks, it's me again, the old Yankee living in the South. So the other day our neighbor come over and wanted to know if we like venison. He's been doing some deer hunting and he's got more than enough for filling his freezers and then some. So we said sure, myself and Wendy both enjoy it. Pretty much filled our freezer and we got a bunch left. So what we're going to try is canning it. Something me and Wendy have thought about several times, canning meat. Kind of looked at a few things on it, did some research. Looked pretty straightforward. So we're going to give it a whirl. This is some venison and it's in a pressure canner. We did some canning 3-4 years ago with our vegetable garden we had, and it turned out quite well. We enjoyed it, and we figured we'd give this a try. So we're not experts by any means. It's our first time around, but give it a view, see what you think, and have a good day. Good morning, people. Just me again, the old Yankee living in the South. So we're gonna do a little canning today. Haven't done it for a couple years. Had good success with it last time with the vegetable garden. Today we're gonna try something a little different. We're gonna try canning meat. It looks pretty straightforward. We got a bunch of meat was given to us from our graceful neighbor, venison. So we're all looking forward to that. We got a bunch of stew meat that we're gonna can up and hopefully get it preserved and on the shelf. But so we got a bunch of cans here, jars. We've had these from when we did our vegetable garden. And we got the cooker going, and oh, and there's the lady of the house right there, bringing in a few more cans, jars, cans, I don't know what you want to call them, but right now we're just boiling them up. The lid's probably a little hot for my fingers, but we'll find out. Getting them boiled so they're all sterilized. That's one of the big secrets to this stuff, is making sure everything is boiled and sterilized. But this little camp cook stove here, Camp Chef, works really good for this. It's big enough burners on it, heats it up quick, boils quick, and it puts me outside, so I'm not heating the whole house up down here in 90-degree weather today. But we'll get the cans ready, boiled up. So when we get doing the process of the meat and stuff here, I'll get a little more video on it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're up and boiling, been boiling here for about, at least 5-10 minutes now. So this one here is gonna be pretty well set for sterilizing. And that's how we do that. You boil them up so they're all good and sterilized. The other pot's going here, steam puffing out, it's almost there. We'll get this one emptied out. The other one, once we get them all jarred out, dried off, start putting some meat into them. Okay, water is boiling, jars are all sanitized, lids are all sanitized. We are ready to put it together. So Miss Wendy here is going to fill some jars, and then when she fills the jars, she's going to put some, we got some boiling water here we cooked up on the cooker. So we'll put some boiling water in with there. It doesn't take a whole lot, probably about a quarter or a third of the way up the jar. And then we're going to put a teaspoon of salt in there. Actually, we'll put the salt in first, and we dump the water on it, mix it in, cover them up, and put them in the canner. And that is supposedly what we're supposed to do, or we'll find out. So, as I said, this is canning meat, and our meat happens to be venison. How many jars we're going to get today? I got 14 jars made up. I don't think we're going to get that many out of it, but they are quart jars.
You have to have some for lunch.
Well, yeah, Wendy says we'll have to keep some out for lunch.
Looks good, doesn't it, Edward? And Shauna.
Might have to push it in there a little bit, but it says don't overpack it. You can push it down a little, but don't overpack it. You might want to get it a little tighter. I can still see some air at the bottom, air holes at the bottom. And then it says to keep it about 1 inch from the top. So we're gonna fill it up to right about to where the threads start. That should be about 1 inch.
It says to...
Right to the edge right there. Right up to the bottom of the ring, where the threads start. A little bit more. And I got Mr. Wilbur here. He says, hi, I'm checking everything out. Let's see what's going on. And I'm gonna have to take a short pause here because my battery says it's getting low. So we'll be right back. And we are back with a full battery. How are we doing? Looks like you might have done this before, dear. You look almost like professional. By the looks of the amount of meat left in the bucket, we're probably going to get at least 12. Maybe make it to 14. I got 14 jars set up, so we'll see what happens with that.
Minus lunch meat.
Minus lunch meat. Okay, yep, we gotta do lunch meat.
Can't work with this stuff and not have any to eat.
Well, we lucked out. Our neighbor offering us this meat because he didn't have any room left in his freezer to put his away, and so we got this bucket here, a container of stew meat that's chopped up. We had the same size bucket full of cube steak that he processed. And then we got
2 more things of 1 pound package burger.
Yep, 1 pound packages of burger. We got 2 containers of that. I'm thinking by the time we figured it all out, it's probably close to 95 pounds of meat.
Greatly appreciated.
Very greatly appreciated. We love venison, and like I said, my neighbor he's so helpful. He comes over whenever he sees me doing a project on the house or something, sees if I need a hand. And great neighbors here. That's one thing I do like about living down here in South Carolina, is the people. Alright, dear. So now you just put about a quarter to a third of the way up from what they're saying, from everything we read about it. Might take it a minute to work down through the meat there. You may have to poke it with something. We may have to get you a fork or something to poke around in there with to get the water to work down in. Let's go see if we can. Let me see if I can get you something to do that with. We'll be right back. Okay, so we went and got a knife to slide down there on the side of the jars to get the water to run down in better. And now the water is down in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is about 2 inches of liquid in each one of these little duffers. We'll put the lids all on these and the rings.
While eliminating and preventing bad breath. Here you go. 1 rinse in the morning, 1 at night. You'll never have bad breath. Guaranteed. For a healthier mouth, Smart Mouth is the
these are going to go in this pressure cooker, and we're going to bring them up so they're steaming real good, and the steam is coming out the whistle top, and we're going to put the weight on it. And we're using, because we're at sea level, we're using a 10-pound weight. And so that makes 10 pounds of pressure. I believe that's what it makes, 10 pounds of pressure. It's a 10-pound weight, so it makes 10 pounds of pressure in the cooker. So once I get the weight on, they're going to cook in there for 90 minutes. And after the 90 minutes, we're just going to shut the heat off, and it has to naturally cool. So that'll take it quite a little while to naturally cool down until all the pressure comes off the pot. And at that point, then we can take them out and set them out here on the table and let them finish to cool on their own. Make sure all the dimples are sucked in and we know they're sealed tight. But it's not a fast process by any means. I mean, it's easy to do, but it does take a little time. They make some very large pressure cookers. Mine is only a 7-quart pressure cooker, and they make some that are up to, I think somebody said 16 quart. That's a big pot. So I would use the holder for that, dear, so the hot water now, you want to get burnt.
But thought it would be too difficult and time consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it.
Make sure water is in between each one.
Works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speak
Much water in here.
Too much water? Okay, well we'll have to drain some out with a spatula.
Because I can't put these in without it.
Well, you could put one in, can't you?
And memorable.
Yeah, drop it in. Okay, I'll get a spatula and we'll take some out.
Get more complex.
So in the meantime, we'll be right back. Hold on. So we got them all in there. I believe that's the right level of water there. And we're going to put the lid on the pressure cooker. From this way, towards me, towards me, towards me, towards me, towards me. There you go. Turn it.
Fire in the hole.
Alright. We'll put the heat to it, get it steaming, and then we'll put the weight to it, cook it for 90 minutes. And when it gets all said and done and it cools down, we can open it back up. We'll see what we got. Until then, we'll be back. So we're going to do 3 more jars. Looks like we get enough to do 3 more jars. We're just prepping them up right now while we're waiting for the pressure cooker to heat up. And I guess one of the beauties of this canned meat is, number one, you obviously don't have to refrigerate it. It's not a freezer. You don't take up space in the freezer. It doesn't cost money to run electricity. Once it's canned, it can just set on the shelf. I got a little research to see how long it's good for on the shelf, but for us it will work out good because we like to do hiking and camping in the fall and in our van. And it'll be handy to just be able to put a couple of those in the van, and on the weekend we can have fresh meat to eat with our meals, and we don't have to worry about the refrigeration of it. It just sits there on the shelf, well preserved. And it looks like we're going to get 4 more jars.
And it's already completely cooked, so you can just open a jar and eat it if you don't want to have to heat it up.
Yes, it is already cooked when it comes out, so you can eat it right out of the jar. Mix it into whatever you want, or just put it in a pan, heat it up. And from everything I read, it is super tender. So I'm looking forward to trying it. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I've ever had canned meat other than something you would buy at a store, which I called potted meat when I was a kid.
It's really juicy and tender.
So, all right, still waiting on that pot to heat up.
Look at that.
We'll go from there.
Lunch.
And we did, look at that. We got lunch meat left. All right, we'll be back. Well, she's been rattling away here for 90 minutes. I don't know if you can see that or not. She's bobbling away in there. So it's been 90 minutes now, so now what we're going to do is we are going to turn the flame off and let it set. And we're going to let it go what's called naturally decompress. So it's just going to set there until it cools down enough for this little plug right here will drop down. That is held up, that is just loose in there with a seal on the bottom, and when the steam builds up, that pushes up and locks itself so nothing can come out. So now it's going to cool down enough. When the pressure drops enough, that'll drop down in, and you know there's no pressure in the lid, so you go ahead and open it. This little black one here also does the same thing. That is a high pressure one. I don't know what it's set at, but if something was to fail, such as the piece on the top from rattling, if it got stuck, hung up, something plugged the hole, so it over pressurized, this little black one will actually blow out. So it can't blow the can out. These pressure cookers are very safe. This is a modern pressure canner. It's not like the old school ones that you've heard nightmares and stories about blowing up and totaling your kitchen and whatnot. This can't do that. This has got plenty of safeties onto it. This is also a safety. This one is not only seals it, it's threaded, but it's made out of like aluminum. I want to say it's like aluminum or something. It's a soft metal. So this is also the same thing. If it, for some reason, that black one over there, wherever it is here, that one failed and didn't pop, there's also this one that can pop. So as I said, there's more safeties on this. You don't have to worry about it blowing up. It's really safe. But we're gonna let it set now for, well, it'll be a while. I bet it'll be 20 minutes anyways, 15-20 minutes before that cools down enough to not have pressure in it. And when we get to that point, we'll come back and see what we got inside. Okay, it's done. The pressure has dropped on it. I got the lid unlocked. Let's take a look and see what goes on in here. And there they are.
Smells good.
Well, they look good. Smells good too.
Let's start that popcorn.
So let's see if we can pop these out of here. Let them cool a little bit. They're still pretty hot, but we're gonna let them do their thing here. Out of there, let them dry. Set them down. Let's see how things are gonna go. That's 7 of them, all canned. We'll just let them set. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in the water in there. So I'm gonna change the water out, heat up some water here to put in the other 4 we got over there, I think. And we'll can them babies up and go from there. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Okay. Got 4 more cans, gonna put them in. Got the fire going, heating it up. See where we end up. We got a little less water in there this time. I think that's more than enough to do what we need to do. And we'll be good to go. Put a lid on her. We'll be good. Gotta go, this lines up with the handle. Keep around, coming around a little farther.
You still have that flame on over there?
No. There she is. We'll let her heat up. When she gets hot enough, we'll put the pressure to her. All right. In the meantime, there's a Boo Bear. He says, I'm just waiting and chilling here, waiting patiently. Yeah, Boo? What do you think, Wilbur? He said, yeah? Like that venison stuff, huh, Boo? Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Alright, so we'll be back. Okay. So our second batch is in here rattling away. I don't know if you can see that up there. We're just going to let that cook for the 90 minutes. Let it cool, take it out, and that'll be our cooking for today. And hopefully a little later this year we'll do some more. But for now, the cooking and canning is done, and it looks like the chef is relaxing in the pool. So for now, here at the Wendy and Brad's Love Shack, Just So Yankee living in the South. We'll catch you around next time. Yeah, bye.